I fell and lost to the war. Shot me dead.
All right, it's day 2. Jerry and I are up and have had some breakfast, and the boys are still all upstairs asleep, not surprisingly. We're gonna go to the grocery store and see if we can get some food, just the basics, necessities to get us started on this, maybe a little more, I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna go see if we can find a grocery store around here before we take off and for day 2. We got about, how many hours driving is it? 4?
Almost 4.
4 hours or so before we can get to the place. But we can't check in until 3 o'clock, so we got some time to burn anyway. So anyway, it's gonna be a good day. The weather's absolutely gorgeous. We're at Hy-Vee Grocery.
Talking about boats.
Talking about what?
Talking about boats.
Yeah, boat. B-O-A-T-S, yeah. Some grub. You ready? Are you ready?
Ready.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Perfect.
How much do you get?
I don't know, a pound of each, maybe? See what it works out to. That ought to get us by for a day. Maybe. Yeah. We'll go. See what this totals out to.
Lost your soul, rooted for the Bears.
Yeah, this guy's a master cooler packer.
I might be able to put them all back.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Dude, that's magical. Nope.
Oh,
that
it's
ain't.
this that's holding it up, though.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna work.
But watch this. I need a green tea.
You needed a green tea anyway. Sweet.
Awesome.
Good to
As
go.
a try
Now
for
we
the
gotta do
human
this
spirit.
stuff. Here's your voices. Here's some voices.
Cycles.
Hello.
Hi.
Pack it up. We got to get out of here.
Let's go.
Pack it up. We got to get out. Well, packed up. I think we're about ready to take off. What do we got, about 4 hours today, Jerry?
4 hours, probably with stops, maybe 4.5, I reckon.
Yeah, 4.5. We'll probably have to eat some lunch somewhere, I guess.
Did you hear me say the word reckon? I got that in there.
I did. Everybody's in. Everything fits still, even with some groceries.
With a little growth on the way.
A little growth on the way. So we'll be heading out in a minute.
I'll tell you what, though.
Monty's Blue Plate Diner.
I'm going to find the restroom. I'll be right back.
Shake.
Yeah.
Hidden shakes. Tell us about yours, Jerry.
This is called the meatloaf stack, and it's back. It's a giant slice of bread with meatloaf, mashed potatoes, a tomato, and onion rings.
This has a ton of potatoes, and it's a breakfast burrito, and it's huge, and it's good.
Yeah, what'd you get?
I got the turkey plate.
Yours?
This is the meatloaf of the gods. It has a bunch
Meatloaf of the gods. What's this?
It used to be a cow.
Used to be a cow. Omelet. I'm a boring guy.
I don't know.
Okay, now we've talked before about how our business is a mobile practice, so to speak, and you're a physician, getting to kind of experience this. Tell us a little bit about what you think the lifestyle or the advantage of the mobile telecommuter is, and like kind of what your thoughts about it are.
Well, I think it's important to dispel some of the myths. Some of these come from, our own ruminations. and observations of the the market, but there are also other people like Tim Ferriss and some of his stuff, other guys that he interviews that says it's really a silly notion to think that every job requires physical presence 40 plus hours a week for every employee every week.
Right.
It's laughable if you really look at it. The odds of that happening by necessity are pretty slim.
Right.
So, first of all, we know that it should be possible to do things from anywhere. Now we have all these fascinating tools at our disposal.
So technology.
Technology, yeah.
Right.
And including that is the wireless networks everywhere.
Right.
So there's no reason why we can't have information and have access to whatever task we have to do. And so what's interesting for a medical practice, you think, well, how can you do that? Because you've got to see the patient, and you do. But a lot of healthcare happens behind the scenes. A lot of healthcare happens on a as needed acute basis, and so people right now are getting sick. We don't know about it. We don't know about it during office hours until we get a phone call, and then we can fix the problem if we have access and the means to do it, the tools. So the need is always there. The infrastructure needs to be there, and we've made that happen.
Yeah.
I guess there's a difficulty making sure that the rest of the system knows that.
Right.
These facilities don't always know that, because we're departing from the normal medical practice by saying you can reach us.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make a different model. Which
Do you think the system from the beginning designs or sort of leads physicians down the path to think that the only way to do it is the traditional model?
Well, I think so. I think there are blinders put on by necessity initially, because you can only be trained in certain circumstances. Your medical training, you have to be where the patients are.
Yeah.
And you train to take care of the sickest and more acute people. But then once you finish training, the rest of the population are sort of who you take care of.
Yeah.
And so you're trained to think you're going to be in a clinic, an emergency room, or a hospital, or an ICU.
Yeah.
Maybe you have some experience in nursing homes when you're in training, but not everybody really does.
So if you were going to give one piece of advice to people out there in the world of healthcare, whether it be nurses or nurse practitioners or PAs or docs, MDs or DOs, whatever it is, what would that piece of advice be?
Basically, question the assumptions that the system is kind of making for you.
Yep.
Because when you're job hunting, you're going to find certain things are going to be. Let's say you're entertaining 5 job opportunities. They're all going to have the same building blocks.
Yeah.
And they're all going to rely on certain assumptions, such as we're going to fill your clinic for you, and we're going to pay you this amount based on regional market values and demand and everything else. But those are all pretty much the same formula.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, in many cases, that's a flawed formula, because it's based on old assumptions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've decided that those assumptions and that model leaves a large demographic of patients out. It leaves out the people that are in long-term care facilities.
Yeah.
Because the type of care they've received has typically been periodic at best, and those are really the sicker patients. They're the ones that need more frequent care, but the system doesn't really allow you to take care of those people.
Yeah.
So they question those assumptions.
Awesome. There you go. That's great, man. Kitchen. Couch. Bed.
This couch,
Bathroom.
this couch seems comfy. Ben and Austin, you can sleep in there if you want it. I want to sleep in there.
That was pretty nice. Yeah. The outside of the cabin. There's another cabin there. Kids are playing. And trees. Whitewater Ranch. It's kind of the entrance there. This is the office. And the supply barn.
Let's go look at our hosts.
Staff.
Oh,
Staff here. Gear.
you got a lot of
Stuff
stuff.
here. Supply barn. Get some kayaks and a little Pony Express shack of some kind.
Man, it's
There's
awesome.
some camping in there. These trees are pretty amazing. This is Nate. Shack. Walking down here because we hear water.
Wait, he's on 9s, 10s, Jess.
Guys, Ben won. Yeah, because you're at 9.
I was lost and I said to the voices in my head, can I